Ash versus Evil Dead. I'm Scott Ackerman of IFC's Comedy Bang Bang, and I could not be more excited to be moderating this panel. This is a dream for me. I am such a huge fan of this franchise, as I'm sure all of you are. You all are the lucky ones to get in here today. I'm sure they turned away a lot of people, and we have some amazing people here. And also, we're going to be watching a trailer right now that is going to blow you away. So let's see this trailer. Yes! Amazing! Oh my God! That is the first time I'm seeing that. I'm so excited. All right, we have an amazing panel for you here. Please give it up for them. First, showrunner and executive producer Craig DiGregorio. Co-executive producer Ivan Raimi. He's the executive producer, the director of the Evil Dead trilogy, and the director of the first episode, Sam Raimi. She stars as Ruby in Ash vs. Evil Dead. Please welcome Lucy Lawless. Get on your feet, everyone. He is Ash Williams, Bruce Campbell. They're not booing. They are not booing. Guys, welcome to Comic-Con. What an amazing reception, huh?
Awesome. Thank you guys for the warm welcome. I really appreciate it.
Good night, everybody. Thank you very much.
This is really the home of Evil Dead. And we've always come here promoting other projects, and it's always been the fans at Comic-Con that say, screw that, where's Evil Dead? That's what we want. So we come back to you with one we really love, Evil Dead, and we really hoping you guys like it too. Thank you for having us. And thanks for that warm welcome.
And I think we should thank you right off the bat, because we would not be here if it wasn't for your incessant hounding. You would never shut up about this goddamn movie, so we're like, you know what? You want Ash? You got it. You got as much as you want.
So Sam, I understand you have some exciting news about the premiere date that no one knows about yet.
Yes, we're finally able to tell you the premiere date. We've been waiting for this moment to tell the Comic-Con crowd in this room, and it premieres October 31st. AKA Halloween, I believe.
That's
right. Night of Horror.
If I have the correct information. That is fantastic. And how many episodes?
We've done 10. We're shooting the 10th episode right now.
Really?
Hey, what are you doing here?
Quick show of hands. How many have stars? The rest of you better get your shit together.
Well, speaking of stars, I mean, that's an interesting question. Why are you guys doing a TV show instead of another movie? How did this come about?
Sam?
Well, my brother Ivan and I were writing a movie, and it got really big, and we wanted to really spend more time with Ash than we were able to in the picture, because as those Evil Dead movies developed, he became more and more important, and finally, by the third Army of Darkness, that's all anybody wanted to see after that was Ash.
And we had left Ash in such a pickle that we needed time to work it out, and TV gave us that time to bring out the different episodes and the different things, situations where we could really get him in trouble and get him out.
So it was a natural place to expand the storyline. It really delve into the character, spend a lot of time with Bruce. God knows why anybody would want to do that, but it seemed like a lot of you wanted to do that. So we linked up with this guy, Craig DiGregorio, our showrunner, and he really is running the writing staff, and together with a great team of writers, we worked on the episodes, and Bruce had plenty of input, of course. Rob Tappert, our producer, had a lot to say, but it's a great team effort, and it's really an exploration of the lame,
The depth of that character.
blowhard, that the monster fighting hero that this Ash character is.
So
Hero,
it's-
that's all I heard.
We had time to explore his pathology.
So it's 10 half-hour episodes, so this is almost like a 5-hour movie. The 5-hour movie that we never knew we would get again after over 20 years.
Absolutely, it's really a continuation of the Evil Dead story, and it has in it what would be in the movie, but much greatly expanded.
It's the craziest 5-hour movie you ever hope to see.
So you're on Stars and you're doing a TV show. Do you want to allay anyone's fears about the tone of the show, or about, obviously from the trailer, there's some pretty gory stuff in there. I mean, is it going to be true to the films in that way?
Yes, what is great at working with Stars is they really recognized that the fans wanted to see this, and they didn't want to change it. They wanted us to really go to town, no holds barred, really deliver the gore, the laughs, the insanity of the Evil Dead movies. I think they wanted us to push it, be true to it and push it. We've always tried to push the envelope and give the audience the next thing.
It's also why Stars makes sense for this show, because we have virtually unrestricted content. The first 2 Evil Dead movies had no rating whatsoever. They function best in that environment. They need to be let loose, like the savage beast that they are. And the only way that we can bring you the carnage and mayhem that you truly deserve is to be on a network like Stars, where they don't have a problem with anything.
Is there anything that they ever said, come on guys, I mean, I know we're doing Evil Dead, but like, pull it back?
They have very constructive notes, good story notes, questions about if this is a good dramatic, conclusion to episode 4, what have you, but we took them as we do any good notes. We take the good ones and we try to improve it. And when we really believed in something, we would let them know, and they were very conscious of supporting our vision.
You have to go quite far to find where the line is actually with Stars, because we have that long relationship with Spartacus, and there's lots of orgies. There's some orgy scenes, because the Crazy Romans did that sort of thing, and we had to find the limit was pretty, they're pretty resilient with Stars, so we knew we could trust them with...
Were you, Bruce, were you tempted to put any orgy scenes into this?
Every chance he gets.
Answer's yes, just not during filming.
So, describe this for me, because there's not a lot of information about this. I've been hearing about this for a little while. I know ever since the remake of Evil Dead came out, people were wondering, is there going to be another movie? What would the plot be? I know there were a lot of rumors about that movie intersecting with the previous Evil Dead trilogy. So put the rumors to rest. What is this about? What is this series about? Where does it pick up off? Is it immediately after Army of Darkness? Obviously not. Just explain this for us.
Well, we don't want to reveal everything to the audience just yet, but it does pick up some 30 years after they last saw Ash, the audience last saw Ash. But as far as where it goes, maybe I'd like to introduce Craig DeGregorio, our showrunner, to say a bit about where the series is going to go.
Yeah, it picks up present day. Ash has basically spent the last 30 odd years being Ash, a lovable ass. Can I say ass?
Some say wasting his time.
Blowhard. Yeah, wasting his time.
I like to use the word rascal.
A lovable asshole rascal.
Hey!
So he spent his time womanizing, drinking, living in a trailer park, working in a...
You gotta have your priorities.
And what happens pretty early on is he, in a very Ash-like fashion, releases evil again. In a very Ash-like fashion, releases evil again.
Craig, if you want to live in the past, that's fine.
And so the first season basically tracks him trying to put it away, but I think more importantly, it tracks Ash, a person who has had no real relationships with people over 30 years, making relationships with a couple people that tag along with him.
And he's not very good at it.
He's terrible at that, too.
What? What? What the hell are you guys talking about down there? I was having a good time.
So it also follows the formation of Ash's, the new characters that are brought into Evil Dead universe, friends that he makes, and cohorts. They become part of Ash's monster fighting team. So it's going to become kind of a very cool bunch of would-be nearly heroic teammates.
Bruce, what is it like to play Ash again? I mean, it's been so long. Both just kind of physically getting back into the character.
Yeah, the short answer is it's harder.
I mean, in those
More
movies,
stretching involved.
in those movies, you go for it so much. I mean, your performance is so. I don't like to use the phrase "over the top" much, but
You will anyway, I notice.
But I mean, you're just every frame. You're just going for it. Is that difficult to do to one of you?
No, my stuntman is doing a great job.
He still gets knocked down, he just gets up slower.
Yeah, I mean, I have actually kind of enjoyed physical stuff. For some reason, it's. Point well taken. This panel's going to the dogs. Okay. No, it's a very fun character to play. So to me, the fact is that Ash, even in his prime, would be the wrong guy to save the world. Now he's 30 years older and he has to save the world. I'm really worried for the world. So
Problem
this
is in
massive
30
uphill
years,
battle.
you haven't really learned that much.
No. We got a problem with that? Or- So I don't know, to me the dynamics I think are very, it takes it to a new level.
Is there anything new to him? Is there any kind of new wrinkle to him or character trait?
Oh, you're gonna find a lot of stuff in these 10 episodes. On Stars.
He doesn't know the answer to that.
No, of course, he has to. Ash can't just be alone in a cabin breaking stuff over his head anymore. He has to interact with other humans. So the fun part has been, how does he talk to other people? How does he consider himself? Does he lie a lot? He kind of does. It's an awesome character to play because he's one of the most flawed heroes you can have in a show or a movie. And to exploit that, it gives me great pleasure every day. And Sam loves to hurt me in these shows and movies, and that hasn't changed. Thankfully, he's older too, so when he hits me with a stick, he doesn't have the same juice that he had, in Army of Darkness.
Want to find out?
No, Sam, no. No, sir. Oh, that was close. So, and obviously we're not playing him as the same type of guy. I believe as you saw in the trailer, he might be wearing dentures, Ash. He might have a box of Depends in his trunk. Who knows? It depends. But he's a very fun character to play, and I'm grateful for Sam to have concocted him. And when we got to work together finally for the first time, other than me doing a couple lines of dialogue in his big movies, to actually get back together and work together again on a daily basis, that was the fun part. That's what I enjoyed doing, was cracking that character open again, crabby old man Ash, and seeing what he's got in him.
Yeah, but what was interesting for me, that's absolutely true, was when we reapproached that character, Bruce Campbell brought all these skills of 30 years of stage and film acting that I had never seen before. They certainly weren't in my Evil Dead movies. But he's developed these skills over the years, through years of television and movies, and it was really cool to see him play this old character, but now with some skill as an actor.
Oh, you're done. Oh, okay.
Can you describe the plot a little bit? Where does it pick up? Where is Ash at the beginning of the series, and where does the plot lead him?
Bruce?
To some very bad places, doing some very bad things.
Do you still have
that deserve it.
Do you still have the Necronomicon?
I would just say this, in a general world, when you watch this show, if you're familiar with the Evil Dead movies, this will be like putting on that old comfortable slipper that you go, Oh, that feels good. It's a little ratty, but it fits really well, and you like it. I think it's kind of like that. All the elements are there. You've got to have the boomstick. It's mandatory. You have to have that. He's still missing his hand, so he's got to have a chainsaw on the end of his hand, and that's mandatory. You have to have that. What do you do with the chainsaw? You cut the living shit out of any deadite that gets near you. Or you shoot them in the face as fast as you possibly can. I also like the fact that Ash is one of the few heroes who will trash talk a demon and then blow his head off. And then trash talk him after he's dead. So anyway, those elements, we've all taken great pains to make sure that you get exactly what you've demanded over these years. And there's certain elements you can't do without. Will he be a romantic Lothario? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe he's got more experience with the ladies now than he did before. Huh?
That part, he's got to just talk. Maybe he's all talk.
Yeah. That part didn't work very well in the pilot. That's the only part. Everything else was really top notch. He's a great monster fighter and a real heel and a coward and a blowhard. Somehow Bruce was able to tap into those aspects of himself. As far as the ladies' man thing goes, though, Bruce is a very good actor. Very good actor.
Are there any ladies out there that will have sex with me tonight? Yeah? Like, give me a confirmed show of hands. Will you have sex with me tonight? That's just about enough for me. We'll talk about it later in your car in the parking lot after the show.
I've seen a lot of Comic-Con panels where the panelists were hinting about that from the stage, but no one ever just come out and
Well,
say it.
it's stars. I can say whatever I want.
Lucy Lawless.
Hello.
You're back working with Sam and Bruce again.
Delightful.
Your character is really mysterious,
So mysterious.
both in what we know about her and the way she acts. And the character's name is Ruby.
Ruby Noby. With a
Noby.
silent K.
You know that name?
If you don't know that name,
Noby.
you ain't hardcore.
How interesting the name is Noby.
Now, I recall a character, Professor Noby.
No, you may be onto something.
Any sort of
Anyway,
connections?
she's got a bloody 30-year chip on her shoulder, and she's gunning for Ash because she thinks that he's the source of the Deadeye Plague, and she's absolutely right, and she is going to obliterate him.
Ruby's a badass, but she's full of shit. And by the way, thank you for your comments. This is a $5, it's a Kiwi dollar, because I know you're from somewhere over there. That's worth
My ticket home.
$3.75 here in America.
I'm
Thank you.
rich, this will buy me a house.
Fantastic. So Ruby is a very mysterious and powerful character, but she will also succumb to my charms.
It's
I don't think
inevitable.
that happens in the script at all.
Well, you're filming the 10th episode right now, so it might still make it in.
It's in my rider, no romance with Bruce.
On camera.
You hoes in the car park, it's all yours. I mean, you're beautiful, bro.
Sam, when I watched the Evil Dead movies for the first time, as a high college student, and yesterday as a high adult, what I was really struck by is you were constantly finding new ways to direct the action and new ways to put Ash through what he was going through and new ways to show that. Are you pushing for that? You directed the first episode. Are you pushing to make scenes and shoot them in a way that you've never shot scenes before? Are you pushing yourself? Are you like surprising yourself of like, I have never expected to ever see anything like that?
Well, in the first two Evil Dead movies, I think that's true for the first two Evil Dead movies, we were trying to present the supernatural without showing monsters that we couldn't afford, honestly. Trying to let the audience paint their own version of what was out there. And that turned out to be, surprisingly, the most effective way to do it anyways. We didn't know that going in, but the audience's imagination, we learned, is more powerful than anything we could show them. And we learned that if you plant the right seeds, they can really grow a great monster in their head. So those camera shots by the second one were trying to give the audience fertilizer for them to grow some horrible monster in their head. Really getting into that. So that's what we focused on. His character, his plight, the characters that he meets, his antagonists. So it's a little different in that respect than any of the Evil Deads that have come before.
And how would you describe the tone? I mean, each of the Evil Dead movies has kind of its own separate tone. I think the first one is a little more straight up horror.
How would you know? You were high when you watched it.
And the second one is more comedy, as far as I could tell.
Very, very smooth.
Where does it kind of fit in tonally?
I think we tried to borrow the horror from the first Evil Dead, that tonality, I guess you call it, and then the character of Ash from the second Evil Dead, and maybe the third, and we did some nightmarish mishmash of tones, as we always seem to do, and that's where we went this time.
Is it scary? Is this like a really scary show?
That's what we went for. Yeah.
Yes. It's scary and it's funny, not always at the same time, but sometimes it is. But it's hard to be scary and it's hard to be funny in the show.
So it's scunny.
You're gonna love it. We're so proud of it.
Can you guys talk about, I mean, you guys have not worked together in this capacity for so long. I mean, this is a huge deal, isn't it? I mean, for you guys to get back together and be doing this together, I mean, this is the first thing that you guys did. It's coming full circle. I mean, how much does this mean to you personally?
I so badly want to feel this question.
Sam, you go first.
Okay.
How much does this mean to you? How much do I mean to you, Sam?
It depends, Bruce. What's your answer going to be?
Mostly positive.
It means a lot to me.
That's worth $10.
Take it. But it's for us, it's like we've never really been apart because I see Lucy all the time at my house with my buddy Rob for dinner. We work together a little bit on Spartacus. Mostly that's 99% Rob's show with Lucy's hard work and all the other talented writers and producers. But still, I'm always in touch with Rob. We make horror movies together. Bruce, as he mentioned, he's always making a guest appearance in the other movies that I make that aren't Evil Dead movies. And I'm always writing with my brother Ivan. There's really only one of us here who doesn't belong.
It is a really strange thing though, coming to a relationship that is
Yeah. Or were you a fan of the
80
series?
years old?
Craig, were you a fan of the series coming
Very
in?
much, yes.
Very much?
Yes.
And your background, you worked on Workaholics.
From Workaholics, but I've also worked on some genre shows, Reaper and Chuck. So hopping back and forth from comedies to genre shows, so that's why
This is the perfect
it
mix
was
of
a
both
fun
of those.
fit.
Yeah, he's great. He's a great writer, and he really, really provided great material for this show. Great horror pieces and funny bits for Bruce, and dramatic bits for Lucy, and funny bits for Lucy.
And we had a great writing staff too.
But just
all of
bits.
us. But just bits. No,
When I
the
use the
scripts were
word
not
bits-
good.
No.
There were some bits that were good.
Great material. Great writer.
The writing staff was comprised of a bunch of, different types of writers, comedy writers, horror writers, drama writers. They're fantastic, and it, really shows on screen.
Sam, you directed the first episode.
Yes.
Are you going to direct more if the series continues, or when the series continues?
Yes, if the series will continue into a second season, I'm looking forward to that.
And let's let's just all assume it's getting picked up for a second season, because Stars would be, that would be the wisdom of a fool not to pick it up.
I've also agreed to be in the second season. In case that was a question.
Okay, let's make that assumption.
How many seasons do you want to do?
How many seasons would you like? Give me a number. Give us a real number. 10, you're out of your freaking mind. 7. 7, how about here with a 6? How about here with a 5? 5's a really good number. That's 50 episodes. That's 500 hours of entertainment. That's a lot.
Bruce, we like to think of this as sort of a horrific version of Wagon Train, which went 187 episodes, so I think we could beat that.
I look at it more like Full House with Carnage and Mayhem. That ran a few years. Honestly, it's the God's honest truth. If you support this show, it will get made as much as you want if you keep supporting it. If you won't support it, we will not be back here next year. It's just that simple. But you guys have done an amazing job so far, so I have no doubt that your internet savagery will pay off. And you will badger Stars to death about how's it going? Come on, you gonna pick up the next season? Why not pick up 2? Knock yourself out. I'd start those tweets like right about now. But we've always relied on the fans to support this series, and this is no different now. You know, we need you now more than ever, and we've really enjoyed bringing it to you so far. And nothing will please us more than to be able to bring this to you, you know, years from now. I hope our panels get really boring about season 7. Like, oh, another goddamn Evil Dead panel. So, you know, really, we're in it to win it. This is not a little fluff thing for us. It's not some little hobby we're doing. We're all taking this very seriously and willing to devote huge amounts of our time and resources to it. So
It's kind of a hobby for me. I really like it. Like a hobby, I mean. I just enjoy it.
I like that movie too. The Hobbit. Oh, The Hobbit. Oh.
Is there a hope to springboard from this into doing another movie?
What? Of course. Of course, because I think Sam has a Machiavellian plan that maybe he'll share, maybe he won't. You know, the plan that...
Oh, that plan. That plan is a really complex plan, Bruce, to mention here and now, I think. But it's very complicated.
Well, they're not going to tell anybody.
Well, as long as you've got a little time, maybe I will tell you about the plan. Well, Bruce and I, after working with Fede Alvarez, who did a great job on the Evil Dead remake, he directed and wrote it with his buddy Rollo. We loved that movie, and Fede were always thinking we should do a team-up eventually of his great heroine and our hero in some joint Evil Dead reality. But
Like a father-daughter kind of thing.
no, that wasn't what I was saying.
Oh, no, okay.
They're teammates, they're buddies in arms, action heroes, and not a father-daughter thing. And in fact, now that I hear that, the plan is off. If that's what you were thinking, I never really asked you because it was a secret plan.
I wasn't thinking about it in the way that you're obviously thinking about it.
You weren't thinking. You're out. I'm looking for a new Ash.
Oh, thank God. Is there
guy
an
wearing
Ash
the
here
suit-
tonight? Is there anyone dressed as Ash here tonight? Come on up here. Come up here.
Yeah, get up here.
Come up here.
Let's see all the ashes up here.
Come up here, all you ashes. We'll have a little impromptu contest here. Come up here to where I am. Be very careful. You cannot sue us by coming up here. All right. Hi there. How you guys doing? Just come on all the way to here. Line up here. Yeah. All right. We got 4 ashes here tonight. That's good. That's very good. right, we're going to go right down the line here. What's your name?
Andrew Pelliser.
And you got an ash going here. Is this a custom-made thingamabob?
Yes.
Your chainsaw? How'd you make it?
It's actually a cat litter box for the bottom.
You have obviously the Tin Man is happening here. Some connector. What is that? A ducting? It's part of a duct system.
Exactly, it's a plumbing duct.
A plumbing duct and a cat litter box
Yep.
and a toy gun.
Yep.
You spent what about 20 minutes on that, right? About that. Dog leashes? Did you put those together? Is
Yeah,
that
no,
how
they're
you
all
did
belts.
that?
Had to rivet them all. That actually.
You had to rivet them. Wow.
Yeah.
Who did that? Fine work.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Big,
riveted
long-
before?
Nope.
I didn't
Shows.
think so. Yeah. Yeah. Now let's talk about the ripped shirts for a second here. Ash has very specific rips in his shirt. You seem to be kind of random.
It was a little bit worn after time.
It was worn after time. Did you inflicted those rips? Did you not?
Of course. Well, some.
Don't get smart. So, why Ash? Why are you picking this character?
It's one of the greatest characters in movie history. I mean,
Duh. Okay. All right, let me know. Please step up, sir. What's your name?
My name is Ray.
You can hang on that. What is it?
Ray.
Ray.
Yes.
Ray, Ash does not wear those colors.
He does at the beginning of 3 and at the end of 2.
Touche.
I'm dirty.
Oh, I'm so sorry to have not noticed that. Okay. Well, since you're such a smart-ass know-it-all, why do you have no blood on you whatsoever except 2 blotches on your face? Or some girl gave you sloppy drunk kisses? One or the other. What is it? No blood. You have no blood on your pants whatsoever.
That's all dirt.
It's what? Dirt.
Yes.
You have dirt on your pants. What is your chainsaw made out of? Also a cat box?
No, it's actually it's like one of those like toy chainsaws. I just gutted it and stuck my hand in.
You got it. Where did you buy a toy chainsaw?
At Party City.
Well, that's where I get all my chainsaws, is Party City. All right, well, we'll get back to you when it's time to vote. I'd be a little worried if I were you. What's your name, hot stuff? Take this one.
Yes, sir. I'm Cheyenne.
You sure are. That looks like a lunchbox converted.
It's a lunchbox.
It's a lunchbox
It's a
converted to
chainsaw
be a
purse.
chainsaw. It's a thermos. It's from Thermos. Do you have a thermos inside here?
No,
Do you
not
have your
this
little
time.
weed stash in here? Does this open up? Oh my God! I'm gonna go through some of this shit. No, that's all right. Wow, your chainsaw is not filled with gas and oil. It's filled with the phone numbers of men. All right. Very good. Why are you Ash? You're a woman, and a very finely sculpted woman, if I may say so. By the way, I noticed you walking away earlier. Could you turn around and show the audience? Hey, lady! I got dizzy watching her walk away. Here, that's yours. How did you make this? And I noticed you have a red brassiere on. Not that I would
do.
ever look at your boobs.
They're kind of out. It's okay. I made it. It was actually initially sort of supposed to be a joke.
Are you mocking me?
No, just because Ash is such a badass. I was like, I'm gonna do like a pinup version.
I think you did it. I think she's hot as hell, personally. Thank you very much. Step up here a little bit. Last but not least, what's your name, sir?
it's Eric.
Hi, Eric. Well, let's see what we got going here. You went a little rip crazy. I'm going to give you some points for that. And then you went, no. I'm done. I think his pants were green. Oh, well, now there's a chainsaw. What you got going here? Is that like a meat slicer thing, or what is that?
It's something it's like a construction tile thingy.
A construction tile thingy. I got a duck guy you could talk to down there, and a cat litter box, and a thermos container. Okay, and how long did this take you to make?
We did it on the drive over here. I'm kind of a procrastinator.
All right, fine. Answer me a real quick question. Were you driving?
Stick shift.
We'll get back to you in a minute. All right, now we're going to vote. And the audience will decide, as always, who is the victor. Step forward, take one step forward. I'm going to get behind you, put my hand over your head, and then you will respond accordingly. This gentleman, what response do you give him? I got to remind you, you should dole that out a little bit because you might have peaked a little early. Anyway, very good response for not much work. All right. How about this gentleman who seems to have his own particular view of continuity? What do we got? All right. Well, also respectable for the lack of effort. All right, here we go. Perhaps a personal favorite, but I don't want to color your judgment in any way. Room 572, 6th tower. What do we think of this hot stuff? That gets me every time. Okay, and last but not least, the man who built his chainsaw on the drive over here. That's pretty good. I think do the pose, because I think we have a winner. Please pose it up. Yeah, let's give it up. All right, I'm going to subsidize your outfit $20 worth, because, oh, well, of course, I won't look. My finger is stuck. Yeah, just a second. We can get it out backstage. I know. Thank you very much. Please give them a big round of applause for everybody here. Thank you very much. Give me some sugar, baby. Very nice. Sure.
Wow.
A lot of talent here tonight.
That was like straight out of the 1950s, wasn't it? That was a really respectable effort. You might have just outdone yourself, Bruce.
There's very talented people here tonight. None of them dressed as Ash. But we digress.
Bruce, be honest, did you see her before the panel, and that's why that all happened?
Oh, shit, yeah, from 100 yards away. I saw that coming, and I saw it going.
All right, guys, well, now...
I have fake blood on my finger that I put between her boobs. She invited me.
All right, now we want to hear from you. I'm sure you have a million questions.
Yeah.
Get up to the microphones if you can.
And if
Young
anyone
man.
honestly has a real good question, and if you start hearing lame questions, get the hands up, because we'll go a little rogue sometimes. If we hear 2 lame questions in a row, we're going rogue.
All right, yes, sir, in the tracksuit.
Well, okay. My name is Chris. Years later. And
Yeah, Sam, can you talk about the special effects? I mean, the Evil Dead franchise had so many practical effects. Are you using a lot of that type of stuff now?
We have 1 or 2 stop motion shots, but not claymation like I think you're talking about. We live action, stop motion, experimental kind of technique shots, but not really in that style, which I love too. That takes more of a film budget, I think, to pull off the armatures and the modeling and the time with the stop motion guys. But we use the technique, but not in that same way, and not as much as that was used in that show.
And are there digital effects? Is the blood real?
We tried to stick to a much more physical effect approach, like we did in all the Evil Dead films. But of course, we've got and that's primarily what we do. But there's always some touch-up of wires or blood tubes that we now can hide a little bit better with a little bit of digital. But primarily, the effects are physical.
We have a beer keg that they wheel out that's pressurized.
Bring it out.
And you know that it's going to be bad when they bring the keg out. Because these guys are very excited by this when they bring the keg out. They're proud of their keg. And so, yeah, it's pretty real. As I look out, my point of view is the entire camera crew is covered in plastic from head to toe. I have nothing on me, but we did one take with a chainsaw. There might have been some dismemberment involved, and none of it got on me. It went directly out and wiped out the entire crew. I'm like, there you go, mother scratchers. That's what it feels like. So yeah, the blood is very real. I can personally vouch for that. We have a thing called the blood mortar. It's a new technique. Air mortar filled with anything you want to put in it. That would be some visceral thing after you blow a demon's head off. So we're actually working on brand new revolutionary delivery devices, delivery methods.
So this is a cutting-edge television show.
No question about it.
Fantastic. All
And
right.
by the way, can I just say, kids at home, if you want to do a splatter movie, you got no money, take a 6-inch wide paintbrush, dip that in a bucket, and go like that across your buddy's face. You will get the most beautiful chainsaw splat, and it'll be speckled and wonderful. So it costs like $4. It's a great device. We're spraying on walls, like splashing the walls. So you don't always have to have digital, sir.
Why are you mad at me? All right. Yes.
Hi, my name is Chris, and I met you earlier in the panel, so I'm really doubly excited that I get to meet you again. And my car's out back, Bruce, whenever you're ready.
Just keep it running, baby. You won't need to put the heat on, though.
The first Evil Dead, as you explained, was done on the cheap, but that thing was freaking scary. That biatch in the basement gave me nightmares forever, and I still love it today. So I'm wondering when you decided to transition it more to the humor and develop more of Ash, because Ash was kind of a weenie in the first one.
Easy, lady. We can cut your mic off at any time. You can go back to the mic for that.
And if you would, before you leave at some point, if you could just say, "This is my boomstick," I think we'd all love it.
Ma'am, you know I could say that. If I was your little monkey.
Bring it.
I think it's time to go rogue. Someone over here. Yes, what's your question, sir?
The elephant in the room. Is Ted Raimi in the movie?
Is Ted Raimi in the series? Is he wearing any kind of prosthetic suit, or is he in any episodes?
He's not in the first season, but we're hoping we get to make a second season, and we're planning on putting Ted in it. We love working with him, and it wouldn't be an Evil Dead movie without him, really.
We need Ted to play 7 different roles per season.
Someone's got to swallow them souls.
All right, let's go over here.
Hi, I'm just going to say hello because that gentleman took my question.
Come on, go give us one on a flyer. There's got to be a second question in here.
Yeah. Could you tell us about working with Joe LaDuca on the score for the
No,
TV
that's a
show?
dumb question.
Sit down.
Yeah, you're working with him right now.
Joe's a great composer, and he's a fellow Detroiter like Bruce and I and Rob Tapper were. And who's from Detroit here? For crying out loud.
Detroit.
Raise your hand. All right, Motor City.
We'll speak more slowly.
Well, he's originally a great jazz musician, and we had the fortune of meeting him and needing a composer when we made the first Evil Dead movie, and we were blown away, because really the movie was not scary until Joe LaDuca made a score for it. I was mind blown when I saw his pieces starting to come in and being put against the picture. So we continue to work with Joe on Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, and now Joe is, we've worked with him on a lot of TV series since, including Spartacus.
Yeah, Hercules, Xena. Joe's basically still
And now, even today, my editor, Bob Morawski, is working with me and making notes and working with Joe LaDuca as the score is about to be recorded in a couple days. So yeah, we're deep in collaboration with Joe LaDuca, and he's better than ever.
And Bob Morawski, who edited the first episode, edited Army of Darkness. And then he won a little Academy Award for Hurt Locker. And now we can't afford him anymore.
Is that what happened to Bob Moratsky?
Yep, that's what
He
happened
looks
to Bob.
so beautiful. We're like, no, you're your own son. You're
Lugging that
not
Oscar
the
on his
Bob.
backpack.
Yeah.
I'm right here and I'm still working on the show.
Oh, he's still there? Oh my God, that's Bob right there. Bob Moratsky, ladies and gentlemen. All right, great editor, great editor. Ask him to show you his Academy Award. He carries it with him everywhere.
Okay, let's go over here.
Hi. In the comic Freddy versus Jason versus Ash.
Are you reading this off your phone?
Yes, I am.
Because it's so complex, the question?
Freddy and Jason are pretty like mean deadites. I just wanted to know if you'll ever see them in an episode, the Freddy versus Jason.
Only if Ash can kill both of those losers. They're very welcome to come and play for an episode, and then they will die.
Very good. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm so honored and excited to have your attention. Huge fan. Reading the phone so I remember what I wanted to ask.
You can read from a phone if you want to.
Thank you. From your careers, we have enjoyed Ash, Briscoe County Jr., King of Thieves, Jack of all trades, Xena Warrior Princess, even Spider-Man. So besides being thrilled for more Ash, what character or project would you most like to revive?
I think that was fairly unequivocal. Sure, let's do that. Some movies age like fish, some don't. I don't know. I think it'd be nice to do another Bubba Hotep movie. We haven't been able to find a script that we all like, and we know now with experience that if you don't have a good script, it won't be the movie that you want. That's why writing is so important. Believe it or not, even in genre movies, it is important. So I don't know. I don't really always look back. This is the only real movie that has always sort of been, this series has been the only thing that's ever been haunting me forever. Thanks to your incessant haunting. So really, pretty much, this is it. I'll be honest with you, this is it. If I was going to revisit anything, it would be this character to see what the hell we can get out of this moron for, a couple of seasons.
Does this project mean more to you than anything you have ever done in your career?
Sure, because it basically got us into the film business. It got us a foot in the door. And it's something I've never really tried to run from. Yeah, it's a low budget movie, but it was very effective and played pretty well around the world, so it got us in the door. So I'll always have a very fun spot for this material and this series and the people who were involved in it. So it wasn't really that hard to revisit this again. It was just more, how would we actually pull it off? And the fact that we're here is really fairly spectacular this many years later to reviving this. But I think it's really because of the support.
Fantastic. All right, yes, sir.
Hi, you spoke to effects briefly. Bearing in mind the 30 years between then and now, what's your favorite practical effect from the new series?
The keg. I choked on the keg. The keg caused me, so much blood went into my mouth, I choked. For you, I choked for you on blood.
And my favorite prop was the pus rig. The pus
rig?
The amazing pus rig. So you'll see it. Oh, you'll see it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how are y'all doing? First off, I'd like to say is thank you for scaring the shit out of me when I was 5 years old.
Sir, you should not have been watching this movie when you were
my
Your parents are
dad forced me to
irresponsible.
watch it when I was like 5. Best,
Your
best
dad is
decision
a
ever.
monster.
No, he's a good dude. 2, Darkman was awesome. Let me get that one out of the way. And I guess my question is, man, just something simple. I know you're all pretty busy and stuff. What do y'all like to do when you actually have some downtime?
That's a very good question. Lucy?
I hate downtime. There's nowhere I want to be but on a set, and I actually study languages like a geek.
What are you studying?
I'm very bad though at Italian.
Could
very
you give
bad
us a
at
little
Italian.
something in Italian?
Well, things took a very dark turn on Duolingo, which is an app that you can get, and it had all these weird things like, all the dogs are dying. And you make me hate myself. I put this, I had to show everybody on set because they thought I was making it up. You make me hate myself. The bar is a very tranquil place. And where was your daughter playing at the time? There's all this kind of like, I tie 4 psychos by psychos. And anyway, it was hilarious. So I know all those phrases.
Can you say them in Italian?
Yeah, I can. Tutti I cani erano morti. Tutti
Grazie.
I cani erano morti.
Is this your instructor here in the front row?
Uccidere, which is the verb to kill. Maybe it's an Evil Dead thing.
Actor.
Sorry,
All right.
sorry,
Yes,
what
sir.
do you do?
I like to spend time with my family, and I'm a big gardener.
And you make wine.
Yeah, I used to make wine, but I almost killed myself. I misplaced a decimal point. I gave myself 10 times the amount of potassium bisulfate. Should have been.
I drank that wine and it was pretty good, really. I like all that potassium.
Ivan, how about you? In your spare time?
He's a doctor.
He's a doctor, that's all.
Yeah, I hang out in the emergency room.
He does.
Calms me down.
And Craig?
Same, emergency room.
Emergency room.
But as a patient, right? And Bruce, what do you do when you're...
I go where there are no human beings. And I mean that with all due respect to everybody here. It's just nice to get a little contrast. I like to hear a little tweet, tweet, tweet every so often. That's what makes me so tough.
All right, we just have time for one more question. You, sir.
All right, thank you. Real quick, I know we're all big fans of the chainsaw arm, but in Army of Darkness, we saw the kind of mechanical hand he built. Are we going to see that again in the new show?
Sam, what do you reckon? Be silly not to.
Well, it's kind of a secret, but you won't see that hand. That's all I'll say.
All right, I want to thank our panelists, Craig DiGregorio, Ivan Raimi, Sam Raimi, Lucy Lawless, Bruce Campbell. Now, before you go, we are going to watch the trailer again with something a little extra. Is that right, Sam?
Got an ending piece that wasn't in the last trailer. Slightly different cut.
Slightly different cut. Thanks, everyone. Ash vs.